Throat Punch Thursday with Britney freaking Chavez, here to deliver the messages that are great, that are important, but that maybe are a little difficult to hear. I love you guys. Thank you very much for being patient with me. I've been gone for the last couple of weeks due to personal reasons. I told you guys that I would not read or share energy if I didn't feel well or if I was sick. So, in keeping with my own authenticity and level of health, I took off for a couple of weeks, but I'm back, ladies, gentlemen, ladies. But I'm here tonight to give spirit animal messages, animal spirit messages. I don't know. I've got the Nauhualli Animal deck. I've also got the Toltec Oracle, so I could always pull a quick life path reading. And I do have this wild limited edition tarot deck, but I wasn't intending to pull it out tonight. But who knows? If I get a good question, maybe I will. So, oh yeah, and my layout is different. How do you like the layout, guys? What do you think of that? Hi, Speak. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you. I was just explaining that my life has been, I needed a break. I needed a break. But I'm glad to see you, Speak. I hope you're doing okay. And I will follow up and reconnect with you via personal message next week. Hearts. But feel free, you guys, to ask any questions that you might have. I would love to just answer questions at random or just pick whoever calls to me tonight. I think that would be really, really wonderful. Oh, Karen, thank you. It's good to see you. And Speak said, how am I doing? Yeah, I mean, I'm okay now. I got real sick. When other people get sick, they're like sick for a couple days. And then when I get sick, I'm sick for like weeks. So I needed some time to recover, but I'm feeling a lot better now. I've been taking a lot of medicines, not like pharmaceuticals, but like plant medicines. And I've been really working with herbs and meditation and quantum sound healing. And I've been working to heal myself. So, and I'd love to heal anybody else. If you guys are interested in quantum sound healing ceremonies, feel free to private message me. And I would love to facilitate for you. Thank you, Speak. But yeah, so let's pull just a couple of cards to give us general energy for today. And like I said, you could just ask any questions if you have any questions or request a reading. I would love to pick some people out from the chat. But here we go. So the energy that surrounds us is the Lord of the Dead. Very interesting. Let's see the energy that moves us forward. Oh, wow. So when I ask for understanding what the energy is like for us today, I get 2 deity cards out of this animal deck. So that's wild. So the energy around us is, of course, the Lord of the Dead. So that is a lot of transformation. And then our moving forward, our clarity card is Itzili, the divine stone. So that is a message of like hard work, really hard work. So I think that we're just in this cycle right now of a lot of energy, a lot of movement. Also, you guys, if you don't know, I just started a podcast about astrology, and I'm going to have different astrology experts, since I am not. We're going to have different astrology experts on every month. So make sure to look on Spotify for Keeping the Calendar. That's what our podcast is going to be called. And so you can check and see like how heavy all the energy has been. It has been incredibly heavy just with all of the planets. We had 6 planets in retrograde. Yesterday, Pluto finally went direct. So I hope that some of this heavy energy is going to start lifting. And of course, you guys that follow Patreon know that we've been in this kind of transitional period, right? We've been in a period of, ooh, spirit guides are coming through. My ears are ringing. But we've been in this period of like saying goodbye to the end of cycles, and then we're going to welcome in new cycles. So that is a lot of heavy work, and a lot of people are experiencing transformations. I just want to, with this general reading, I want to also mention to you guys that I see you. Like, I see you. I know a lot of you who follow in the chat, and I just know a lot of us generally have been having money trouble, have been having health trouble, have been having trouble with family, have been having relationship trouble. We've all been having a lot of trouble, people. And I really feel like it's that heavy retrograde energy from all of the planets. And of course, the cycle of the sacred calendar, the Nauhualli, is ending. So we're really closing out a lot of cycles here and welcoming in something new. And I really feel like that welcoming in energy, it hits like halfway through October, and it's going to take us through the rest of November. So I'm optimistic, but man, is it heavy. Man, is it heavy. Speak says, is plant medicine the same as ayahuasca? Sure. Ayahuasca is a type of plant medicine for sure. But I've never taken ayahuasca. I know it's not popular, but I'm not like a fan of psychedelics. I know a lot of people that practice energy work and shamanism, they're really into it, but I feel like it has its places for healing, but a lot of people abuse it, unfortunately. And I think a lot of people come to that medicine to get an experience instead of to get real healing or real answers. So I did not take ayahuasca, but I've been taking a lot of cacao, a lot of catnip, a lot of mullein. Mullein is a really good herb for lungs. Oh, man. Herbal and plant. Yeah, you could say herbal medicine and plant medicine are the same or similar. So I use the words plant medicine because I'm an animist, right? And I believe that all plants, all things have a spirit that is as much of value as our human spirits. So yes, it's plant medicine because I'm not communicating so much with the herb, but it's more the plant spirit, like the plant deva, the plant deity. So I communicate with those spirits and I build a connection with them through using them often, through honoring them, and through giving. When I make like cacao or when I make an herbal infusion or something like that, I give a lot of the plant material back to the earth so that it can be used for compost. And so I can leave an offering to the land spirits and ask for their blessing and for their honor and to help aid in their power as I am using and consuming the plants. So yeah, a little bit about plant medicine. But let's go ahead and we'll do a reading for Celeste. Hi, Celeste. It's good to see you too. Let's go ahead and pull some cards. And if you'd like, you could also send me a donation on PayPal that's listed here on this screen. And it's also listed in the description. And people who offer donations, I will give you a priority with readings, and I will definitely make space for you. But Celeste, so the energy that surrounds you is the energy of the turkey. So that's really good, right? Turkey means gifts. It means like a strong connection. And it means that good things are coming for you on the way. And then when you look into clarity, the energy forward for you, Celeste, you've got the serpent. So the serpent is this message of like vitality, honesty, truth. So what it might be is that there's something in your life that's coming around full circle, and maybe some people, they haven't been very truthful with you, but you're about to receive almost like a breakthrough in your like personal relationships where people are going to start owning up to their problems. And I think it's going to make your life a little bit easier too. But with turkey being the energy that surrounds you, expect gifts, right? Expect gifts just like this whole week, the next week coming up, throughout the weekend, and allow those gifts. Be open to receiving those gifts. I think that a lot of times we talk ourselves out of blessings before we even allow them to manifest. So what I mean by that is if somebody offers to take you to coffee, don't tell them no. Or if somebody offers to buy your dinner, don't tell them no. Like accept all of these gifts because you have good gifts coming your way. And also with the snake, I see resolution of maybe longer term cycles that have been a little bit choppy. So I hope that is helpful. And we'll read for Britney Alexander as well. And then Hilda. And then I'm going to scroll down and check the rest of the chat. But Brittany, how are you doing, my friend? It's good to see you guys. Thank you all for jumping back on live. I know I haven't been live in a while. I've been on TikTok, actually. I've been making TikToks like a fool. I am not a young person. I shouldn't be doing this, but like here I am making TikToks. Oh my goodness. I don't know. You can look at my TikTok feed and tell me if it's going well. I don't know. I just don't know what to think about it. Okay, Brittany, we've got 2 cards for you. So the energy that surrounds you is the iguana. So that's majesty, mastery, royalty, protection, guardianship. So that's really good energy to have surrounding you, surrounding your spirit, surrounding your energy. I like it. I like it. And then moving forward, what's clarity? What's coming next for you, Brittany? you've got the butterfly. Okay. And so butterfly reminds us that we're going through heavy cycles of transformation. So I would say you've been through a lot. This is a guided mission, right? So you've got guides, you've got spirit, you've got source all around you, protecting you in this moment. But you're not done yet. You're not done yet. You're going to continue on through this cycle of transformation. And I'm going to pull one more card. What happens next? What happens after the transformation? We'll get one more card for you. Oh, good. So hopefully with the hawk, what happens after the transformation? You get swift messages. You get swift resolution to things that you have been struggling with for quite some time. So I really like that for you. And I think that it just shows that there's like a lot of protection energy around you right now. So I like that. I like it. I hope that's helpful, Brittany. Let's go ahead and we'll read for Hilda, for sure, Hilda. You're so sweet. Thanks for watching tonight. And you guys, make sure to share this feed with your friends. Also, give me likes, subscribes, all that good stuff so that you don't miss when I go live. I will be going live every Thursday at 7 p.m. starting again, probably until next August. I'm telling you guys, I need a break in August. I just don't know if I can work through that month and have even energy yet. I'm working on myself. I'm getting there, but I'm not there quite yet. So all throughout the holidays, I'll be here to provide guidance, though, for you guys, which is awesome. So I feel like sometimes the holidays are stressful. Whew, or they can be. All right, Hilda. So the energy that surrounds you is the snake. So that's a lot of vitality energy. That's the energy, again, of honesty. And I feel like this is talking about you, your personal health, maybe even your body. And I feel like now is the time to start making changes with your body. I don't really know exactly what that means. I rarely ever do. I just get little snippets and pieces of messages. But Hilda, this means that now is the time to pay more attention and to be honest with yourself. So if you have not been getting like results either in your money section of life or in your body or health section of life, it's time to honestly look at, what's going on? What am I doing? Are my manifestations and my efforts matching up? And then moving forward, your clarity card is the iguana. So while I think this is specifically like a health or material world message, I don't feel like it's like a bad thing. The iguana is a message of majesty. It's a message of like coming into your power and having total guardianship and protection over this whole process. So that looks really good, Hilda. And I like that snake energy is also good. That, like I said, that's vitality. That's things that are growing. And also it can mean things that we need to integrate, right? So like I said, be honest and make sure you look at, maybe some things that you have not, maybe some things you've been putting off for a while. Maybe it's time to start reassessing and looking at them again. Celeste said it's about time. Yes, for sure. Let's see. Speak says, I'd like a reading drawn by my ancestors. Let's see what the cards have to say. Speak. And you guys, if you send me like more than $15, I will pull a life path reading for you. Just put that in the PayPal message, and I would love to do that too. But remember, you guys who maybe are just tuning in for the first time, life path readings do take quite a long time. They are they're in depth. They're in depth. They go over the energy that surrounds your body, your mind, your spirit, and your relationships, as well as the energy that's ruling you. Wow. Okay. So speak. Iguana comes up again. So you're asking specifically, I want a message, a connection from spirit and my ancestors. So the Jaguar card is the energy that surrounds you. Remember, the Jaguar is like magic, mystery, secrets. So this tells me that there's something way, way deeper, and it's not a message that I'm going to be able to like scratch the surface of and hand it to you. Like, now is the time for you to take up an ancestor practice. And maybe you already have an ancestor practice, but I would strongly consider being serious about it and just be a little bit more regular and consistent with your ancestor practice. I think that they want to speak to you. I think they want to have that connection with you, because the energy that moves you forward, your clarity card, is this iguana. So this iguana means that, again, lots of protection, lots of mastery, like coming into your own power, But they're there definitely for that connection. Also, when you look at this Jaguar card, this is the energy that surrounds you. This talks about mastering your double, right? Mastering both sides of yourself, integrating your shadow. I really feel like your ancestors could help you walking along the path of shadow work. And I really feel like maybe you can also help them. Sometimes when we pass on, just like when we're alive, we just don't want to look at certain things. We don't want to heal them. We don't want to integrate them. So this is a really good time for you to think about that, to think about incorporating your ancestors more into your life and into your practice. My favorite thing to do is to actually carry water for the ancestors, to keep like an altar and to carry water to them every day, to clean a mug intentionally, put a little salt in there and some soap, and then give them fresh water every day. And that helps me feel a connection. You know, there's a really big connection to spirit in water. It's like a conductor for spirit. It's amazing. And we're water. So we have that conduction power within ourselves as well. So keep that in mind and think about that. Think about maybe adding a deeper or more consistent ancestor practice. Remember, guys, you could also send donations to me. My PayPal link is listed. And, oh, hi, Darla. Darla said she would like a life path reading. Let me do a couple more readings and I will get to you next, Darla. Anna, I'm going to go ahead and read for you as well. Let's see what these cards have to say, Anna. So we've got one card, and that is the dog. So that's the energy that surrounds you right now. And interesting. And the energy that moves you forward. So the dog denotes trust, loyalty, heart-centered reality, but also travel. It's a time of travel. So I wonder, are you planning a trip, right? Are you planning to go someplace else physically? Sometimes the spirits call us to physically move and change our body. And so that could be relevant in your life. If not, you could be making a mental journey, right? Either through meditation or through visiting a healer. You're supposed to be moving from point A to point B right now. Just know that you are protected. You do have, your angels, your guides, they are surrounding you in this process and in this journey moving forward. The clarity card, the energy that is in your future presence is the Lord of the Death. So that is transformation. Again, transformation energy. So like I've basically just pulled the same like two cards the whole time I've been reading so far. But Anna, this means that you have really big things that are coming towards you. And now is the time to release, right? Now is the time to let go. And I've been like nonstop posting messages like this on Patreon, but like now is the time to really, make space in your life. And spirit will help you. Spirit will help you. And that's a scary process too. If you honestly come to spirit and you ask, I want to be whatever. I want to be a good healer. I want to have a good intuition. I want my life to straighten out. I want everything to order itself. If you ask honestly, spirit will start to remove things from your life. So whether that is, people, connections, jobs, relationships, items. Man, have you ever lost a crystal? Have you ever like really, really been in love with a crystal and you carry it everywhere and then all of a sudden one day it's just gone? I'm telling you, spirit removes things from your life sometimes. So in other words, Anna, now is the time to let go and ask spirit what needs to be removed from your life. And if you ask honestly, they will help. But just know that it's time to make some changes. It's time to make some changes. And you will be a different person at the end of this cycle of transformation than you are today. So you're learning a lot. And so make sure that you drink water, be kind, and also be compassionate to yourself while you're on this process. Darla, let's go ahead and do the life path reading for you now. So we'll put these Nauhualli deck away. And oh no, all my cards are messed up. I may or may not have knocked the cards off the bookshelf before I started the live feed. And then I was like scrambling to pick them up. It was pretty wild. But yeah, we'll do one of these life path readings for... Yeah, and Britney Glover says, at this rate, I'd be surprised if it didn't say that I was going through another transformation. Yes, Britney, I'm sorry to hear that, actually. Like, my condolences to you. transformation is not easy, but like I said, I feel like if you honestly go to spirit, that spirit makes space for you. And sometimes you're not even willing to make that space for yourself. And that's why things just get removed from your life. Like I said, people, jobs, experiences, there is a reason for all of that. Or at least I think that there's a reason. So Darla, your ruling energy is Ome Tiot. Ome Tiot is the Trinitarian God or Trinitarian deity. Remember, this is this message of integrating the things that you don't want to look at, right? And understanding that there is no good and bad. Everything is just opposing forces. So again, neutrality is a really great teaching or mindset to have if you are working through some stuff and maybe it's going slow and you feel really low on the emotional scale. You feel sad or angry or whatever it is that you feel grief. It's impossible to jump from being sad, angry, in grief to like happy and ecstatic and like, oh my gosh, I could run a marathon. You can't do that. You have to come to neutral first. So Ome Tiot is all about coming to neutral and recognizing that like nobody's out to get you. Like we're all just experiencing neutral experiences and they are assigned as good or bad based on what we think of them. And so Darla, we've got snake in the body. Yeah. We've got dog in the mind. And we've got rain in the emotions. And then one more card. We'll pull spirits as well. And remember, Ome Tiot is on the bottom of this. Ome Tiot is the ruler of this energy. So Darla, in your body, you've got the snake. This is a message of being honest with your body, being honest with yourself, not pushing yourself too much, but also you need to be honest with your finances right now. I recommend everybody look into either getting an accountant or a financial advisor. They are not as expensive as you think they are. And if you already have one, it might be time to reevaluate what you're doing in terms of material world, in terms of investments, in terms of what you're looking at for the future, and in terms of also your body. Like, what are you doing with your body? Is your body happy? Is your body healthy? Can you offer more towards your body? Can you offer more to it? Or can you just be happy with it? Can you be happy with it? Can you look at your body and say, I love you. Thank you so much. I'm grateful. You have been a wonderful vessel to house this crazy spirit of mine. And can you at least look at it with neutrality? So this is asking you to look at your body and to look at your finances in a different light and to be honest with yourself overall. I don't think that this is bad. I think it's that time of the year. All the planets are pushing us forward now, and it's time for transformation. So if you have previously been feeling, stuck about money or stuck about your health, especially, now is the time to reevaluate what old beliefs are you holding on to, or what old habits are you holding on to that are not serving your current existence, that are not serving the type of lifestyle you desire. Okay, so think about that. Think about those things. And also understand, again, look at it through neutrality, because Ome Tiot is saying, the things that you think are really bad or the things that you think are really hard in life, they're actually good for us. They're actually lessons. They're actually teaching us things, and they're actually giving us a chance, right? They're giving us opportunities. Every experience we have is an opportunity. And that is amazing to me. That is very beautiful and very fun. And so your mind card is Itzaquinty the dog. Darla, this means traveling, which I know you like to do a lot of that. And remember, traveling, it can be physically moving your body, but it also could be traveling and taking up intentional dreaming, taking up a shamanistic journey practice, or seeing a shaman who can help you journey. Or it could also be, meditation and changing your thoughts, changing your mind, and literally transporting yourself from point A to point B with just your mind. It's an amazing vehicle, right? And we've got our body, that's a vehicle. We've got our mind, that's a vehicle. We've got our soul, that's a vehicle. And we can move. We can move with our body. We can move with our mind. We can also move with our soul. So we have a lot of different energies at our disposal. So right now you're being asked to travel. You're being asked to move forward. Oh no, I lost my comments. There we go. And okay, and in your emotions relationship, Darla, you've got Kiawit, rain. This this means you need to, how do I say? Let's see. You need to be a little bit more realistic, honest, and nurturing with the relationships that just make sense. So sometimes we have relationships and we assign them as positive relationships. And we're like, this relationship is so good. I feel so fed after I visit with this person. But sometimes those relationships are not good. Sometimes those relationships are bad or they're neutral. And like we're putting so much weight on them, and we should not. We should not. Okay, so this is a time to reevaluate relationships and to look at them in a good light. So, like I said, really think about the people who you spend your time with and say, is this actually good for me? Or is this something like, I need to pull back a minute and maybe we need to come back to neutral before we decide what to do next? And the other thing is really focus on nurturing. And for some reason, this is a message, it's 3 weeks. For the next 3 weeks, focus on nurturing the relationships that just make sense. So whether that is partners, whether that's business relationships, or whether that's family, or something like that, nurture those relationships, because we're little house plants, and all of our friends and relationships are also little house plants. And if you don't water them, somebody else will. So make sure that you are watering the connections that make sense to you. And I hope that that helps. And then the last card, Darla, this is awesome, okay? I'm like super excited about this one. So you got Osmatili, the monkey in your spirit. This means now is the time. If you have been waiting for like the gods to open up the clouds and say, okay, you need to go teach people something like this, here's your sign. You have done a lot of work. You've done a lot of spiritual work. You've done a lot of emotional work. You've done a lot of physical work with your body. You've done a lot of work. And so now is the time to not just do the work. You've done the work, right? But really start journaling the things that you have failed at in your life. That is what you need to help other people with. And when you can really look at your shortcomings and where you have failed in life, and you can, write them down in a neutral light and figure out in a non-reactive manner, how did I move past this? That is how you help other people. And so Spirit right now is asking you to teach other people. Monkey is the sign of wisdom. Monkey is the sign of learning, and monkey is a sign of teaching. So you need to learn what or figure out what work do I have left to do in my ego, and what is it that I'm going to teach people, because Spirit is calling. So this is a very deep message. Spirit is calling and asking you, finish this work of integration, get your stuff together, and it's time to start teaching other people. So that was a lot, Darla. I hope that it was helpful. Speak says, what's a life path reading? That was a life path reading. Karen, for sure. You can, there's a link to my Facebook, or there's a link to my PayPal. I only have PayPal. People ask me all the time if I have Venmo or anything like that, and I don't know how to work it. I'm sorry. I've got PayPal, but I hope that that was helpful. And let me check this chat again, and we'll do a couple readings. And I know, you guys are so sweet. Hilda sent me some money. You're wonderful. And she said she would like a life path reading too. Let's scroll up and... Hey, Jenna Marsh, are you still here? Comment again, and I will get you a reading. And April would like a reading. April says anything that comes through or something that's general. Okay, April, you got it. Jen Marsh, you got it. You still are here. Good. Also, my friend Kara is here with me. Okay. April, let me work on you and then comment again later after I do another life path reading. But I will for sure pull a couple cards for you. And we'll do general for April. Okay. Okay, that's a warning. That's a warning. Somebody's trying to trick you, April. You got the toad in the energy that surrounds you. And okay, so this is somebody directly in your community. They're not as they would seem. So the energy that surrounds you is the toad. And I did pull the ant card in reverse. So typically the ant card, that's like your future, your clarity card. Typically the ant card is like all about community, building connections. with that being a reverse, it tells me that somebody is like either working behind your back or is just not being truthful or honest. And like, I really don't think this person is intentionally being malicious or intentionally trying to hurt you or do mean things to you. I actually think it's very rare that people intentionally try to hurt you. I think mostly people are just wrapped up in their own lives. But whatever the circumstance, this person is being tricky. So this is just a message of warning. Not that anything bad would happen, but just a message of don't let people get your goat, especially the next 2 weeks. Be on the lookout for somebody who's, again, not what they seem, or it's like, you know, maybe your intuition, your guidance, your body has told you like, I don't know about this person. Like, you're about to know. You're about to know. And like I said, I would expect that to be the next 2 weeks. So just be on the lookout. And when people make trouble for you, again, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to express to yourself how strong you are and how good you are at communication, how good you are at resolving conflicts and problems. And so if somebody is causing trouble or chaos for you and you can resolve that problem with grace and with ease, Spirit is like, oh yes, this person is ready. I can give them greater conflicts and troubles and things that they will overcome and be great. And when there are, you know, great problems in life, there are great problem solvers. And so I think that, in other words, you're being tested. And this is a question: what kind of grit do you have? What kind of grit do you have? And how far have you come in your healing journey? So I hope that that one's helpful. So we'll go ahead and we'll pull a life path reading for Hilda now. And thank you, Hilda. And Karen, I would love to read for you as well. Jen Marsh, for sure. I will do a life path reading for you after Hilda. I love these life path readings too. They're beautiful. Okay, Hilda. Your ruling energy. Oh, very good. Very good. Number 1, Wiwiotl. That's your ruling energy. So Wiwiotl is grandfather fire. Wiwiotl is one of the oldest poderos. He's this divine energy of creation. So like in Wicca or in like a lot of paganism ideas, there is water, earth, fire, air, and spirit. In Mesoamerican tradition, there is water, earth, air, fire, and then the spark. The spark. So Wiwiotl is the spark. He is the spark of everything. He is literally what is creation. So like Christians and a lot of Western society believe that the world or creation was brought about through words, while the Mesoamericans believe that the world was brought about through a spark. It was an ignition. So this is like ignition energy. This is like asking you to be serious. This is asking you, I would say right off the bat, without pulling any of these other cards, to make a commitment to spirit, maybe to make a commitment to grandfather fire, you know, maybe to hold a fire ceremony, you know. If you don't know what that is, message. I would be happy to direct you a little bit further. You could just PM me, but maybe it's time to hold a fire ceremony and to really let some things go and to make space for some really good things, for that next big thing that's coming up in your life. And so we'll pull a card for your body. Oh, you got the snake in your body too. Darla got that as well. Interesting. And Jen Marsh, I will read for you next with the life path reading. And let's see. Very good. Vulture in your mind, Hilda. And relationships. Yep, Techpot Flint. And one more. We got to get a spirit card. Remember, Wiwiotl is the ruling energy. Whoa! Yes. Okay. So my initial assessment, without pulling the other cards, was to go have a fire ceremony. Again, without telling you what any of the other cards mean, you got Masa Deer in the spirit. That is a message. Again, spirit is ringing on the phone. Will you pick up and answer? Spirit has a message to give to you. So let's start back at the beginning now. We got Wiwiotl. That's your ruling energy. This is like getting serious about life, maybe making a serious commitment to fire, or to bring the elements into your house. You know, we live in sterile environments, right? And we wear rubber shoes. You know, we don't have any kind of connection to the earth. We don't go outside barefoot. We don't have plants in our house. I don't, because I kill them all. But like we don't have nature things in our house. So get nature things and put them in your house and spend time with a fire. And if you don't have a fireplace or you can't go outside and make fire, spend time with candles. That's a really good way to make fire. Okay. And anyways, in your body, we got the snake. So this is just like the same message as what I gave Darla. Now is the time to be really serious about what's going on in your health and what's going on in your material world, what's going on with your money. Have you been able to meet with a financial planner, with somebody who can help you with investments, help you with retirement and that kind of thing? Now is the time to start thinking seriously about that. Maybe you don't have as much put down or saved as you think that you do. And so now is the time to really meet with somebody and say, what can I do to make sure that I'm set up for the future? And generational wealth. I don't know much about you, Hilda, but what I know for myself and from the research that I've done is I want generational wealth. I don't just want to be okay for myself. I want my kids to also be okay. So that, I think, is why it's important to meet with a financial planner. But this is also a message in health. This is a message. Are you getting the health results that you require, and does your effort match up with those health results? And are you being honest with yourself? So now is the time to look over your material world, both your body and your money, your finances, and to be very serious about them. Nothing bad. Wiwiotol is a message of seriousness. Wiwiotol is a message of now it's time to get down to business and like really figure out what's important. And are we putting in enough effort? That's really what Wiwiotol asks. Because sometimes we are delusional as humans. Like we have this idea that we're so great and we have these huge egos that we keep feeding with our social media feeds. I love how they call social media feeds because we're literally feeding our ego with these feeds. But anyways, that's a topic for another story. So sometimes we think that we're better than what we are. And sometimes on the opposite end of that, we think we're worse than we actually are. So make sure you're seeing yourself in a neutral light and be realistic, non-reactionary when you look at your finances and when you look at your level of health. Very important. And in the mind, you got Koska Kuautili, the vulture. So this is definitely a message that now is the time to pray. Now is a time to build that connection with prayer, whether that is, prayer, you're actually praying to a God or something like that, or you're praying to yourself, or you're praying to the universe or to whomever will listen, or this could be meditation, affirmations, things like that. But now is a time to develop prayer, whatever that means to you and to your life. I'm not here to preach like about the things that I like to do and like tell you to do what I do. It's more a message of, what this means. You need to have more prayer in your life, whatever that means. I think that having a fire ceremony could be a really good way to initiate this type of prayer. And I really feel like when you hold a fire ceremony and you release things and you speak to the fire honestly, again, you come to spirit honestly, that like burns away all of the stagnation in your life, and it gives you this opportunity to really just like drive forward and to do really incredible things. So now is the time to develop that prayer, that meditation, again, to be more serious about it. Maybe you have done a lot of prayer in your life. Maybe you've done a lot of affirmation work, a lot of meditation, things like that. But maybe you've fallen off the wagon a little bit. So again, be serious. This is a serious reading, Hilda. Serious. I'm going to raise my fist now. But your relationships and your emotions, you've got tech pot. So remember, emotions and relationship, it's not just like how you treat other people, but it is like how you treat yourself as well. And this is a message that you are very spiritually protected, very spiritually guided, and that you're being guided by spirit even through your close relationships right now. And as you can see in this card, there's like a little hand that extends from the heavens, and it's like blessing this guy. I really love that card so much. But again, so this is a message. This is a message, Hilda, that the work is not done here, especially in the realm of your emotions and relationship. And maybe it's time to work a little bit. I don't want to say deeper. I want to say being non-reactive towards your emotions and seeing them in a different light. I know a lot of us have ideas about emotions, and we think things like, I have this emotion, so I'm weak, or I have this emotion, so I'm stupid, or I have this emotion, so I'm not worthy. And none of these things are true. Emotions are, again, they're neutral. They're like energies, waves that literally just pass through us. Like our emotions don't define us. And so this is a message to look at your emotions and to be non-reactive about them. But also it could be a message to put in some extra work, to put in some extra work surrounding your relationships, especially the relationships that are closest to you. Sometimes we tend to forget or to take people for granted. We forget how much our connections mean to us. And I was just thinking about that. I know this is a little bit heavy, but I lost a friend recently, and I feel like, I knew her for a couple of years, but it's like I never told her that she was amazing. And I could have done that. I could do that to anybody. I could just message them and be like, you know what? You are so amazing. And I'm not going to get that opportunity now. So again, not to be like, oh, totally a downer, but you know what? We need to start telling people how much they're worth before it's too late, before either we leave or they leave and we miss that chance for that connection. So this is just a message to be aware of your relationships, especially those relationships that feed you, especially those relationships that help you do good work. Make sure you feed those people in your life. And I mean, you could feed them, like you could make them food, but make sure you feed their spirits as well. Make sure you check in with people. And if you think they're awesome, tell them they're awesome, because that's really important. And then Hilda, the last card, Masad in the spirit. Again, Masad is always a message in this deck. Masad is a message. Spirit is calling you. So now is the time to do something, to go on a vision quest, to take up a ritual or a ceremony, and to ask for spirit, to, again, honestly ask for a message. And if you honestly ask, again, just like I said earlier, spirit starts to remove things from your life or add things to your life, add things to your existence, and then your life becomes whole. And you grow in understanding, and you grow in spiritual knowledge, you grow in wisdom, you grow in intuition, you grow in so many things when you honestly ask spirit for that movement. And that's my message, not just to Hilda, but to anybody else who might be watching this feed as well. If you ask honestly, spirit will always answer you or always make movements in your life. That's how it works, friends. I don't make the rules. But I hope that one is helpful, and that gives you a little bit of advice in the quadrants, Hilda. And let's go ahead and we'll do a reading for Kara, and then we will read for, we'll read for Kara, and then we'll read for Jen. Anybody else who's still watching this feed, thank you so much for being here. I dropped all my cards. But share the feed, tell other people that I'm live and doing this thing. I really appreciate it. That's like the best thing anybody could ever offer. If you guys like tell other people that I exist, because the internet's a really big place. So let's see. For Kara, again, you get the serpent is coming up a lot, right? Snake is coming up a lot. So Kara, you get the snake in your energy that surrounds you, and the energy that moves you forward, Kara, is Osalot. Interesting. So I think now is the time, again, with the theme of honesty and the snake, now is the time to be honest with yourself. I would say, Kara, specifically, be honest to yourself, with yourself, about spirit. Be honest with yourself about your spiritual connection. Is it really as deep as you think it is? Or, like I said, on the opposite end of things, maybe you have a very deep spiritual connection and you're the only one who can't see it. Maybe it's time to be realistic with yourself about your connection to spirit. So either you're not paying enough attention to spirit, or you have such a deep connection and you keep telling yourself things like, no, I'm not that connected. No, I'm separate. No, I don't have that connection the way other people. No, those people have more of a connection than I do. So this is a message, Kara. This is a message to be honest with yourself, especially regarding spirit, especially regarding your connection to spirit. And just, again, a little bit of advice. No, we're not separate from spirit. Spirit, there's no separation in spirit. We have separate containers. We have separate bodies. We have separate houses. We have separate minds even. We don't have a separation in our spirit. It's like water. It's like a river. You couldn't separate one piece of the river from the rest of the river, or even from the ocean, from that matter. Spirit is all contained, and you cannot separate it. So this is a message that, again, you are not separate, and don't let your ego or anybody else tell you that, you need something to be connected to spirit. You need a person. You need a specific practice. You can find that connection however is right for you, Kara. And then your clarity card, the energy that moves you forward, is Osalot, the Maybe it's just an ocelot in this deck. Ocelot is Jaguar and what? But this is a message of secrets. This is a message of magic. This is a message of the small hidden things in life, right? The small pieces of wisdom and whispers from spirit that we all get. So again, this is really telling me that you are tiptoeing around the realm of the spirit, and spirit is literally waiting for you to just like make yourself at home. Like just sit down, crack yourself open a nice beverage, start drinking it. But like now is the time to get comfortable with spirit and to like I said, to open up and to be honest with yourself about that connection and what you can do to improve it, or what you can do to feel that connection. You never lose that connection. Nobody ever does. But you can feel like you're alone. And it's not true, but you can feel like it. So I hope that helps Kara a little bit. Melissa says, glad to see you back. If you have time left, I love a life path reading too. Yeah, Melissa, that sounds great. So we will do a life path reading for Jen and anybody else who is who's on the feed. Feel free to comment and I will read for you after this life path reading. So we're going to do the life path for Jen. All right, Jen, you're very good. Your ruling energy, like this is basically like the theme, if you will, of this reading, or like the theme of what's going on in your life, is Sintiot the One. So a lot of people think that like Aztecs and Mesoamericans were like polytheistic, and they weren't. They worship different aspects, but not as the way Christians worship, right? Christians only worship one God. And like, I liken this to like Catholics, right? And if you're not Catholic, it's hard to understand this. I grew up Catholic, so I get it. But like Catholics worship God, but they also pray to saints because they honor saints. And so in this way, Mesoamericans also honor different deities. They honored, the person who brought fertilization and thunder to the world. They honored the person who let the water run. They honored all of these energies, and they gave them names because they felt so much love and so much gratitude towards the world, towards the earth, and towards their home. And so it wasn't necessarily that they worshiped many gods. It was that they had many different aspects that they honored because they were animist, and they only had one God. And the one God is Sintiot. And so this is like when this guy shows up in your reading, it's like literally God, Jesus, heaven, spirit, universe, your higher self is directly communicating to you. Like this is a direct message. Like the pipeline is open, like from spirit directly to you. So this is pretty significant. Whatever comes up in these cards, it means this is a lot, and this is very important for your life. Perhaps it's something you need to hear. And just as a reminder, anybody who's still watching this feed, I do go back through after I get off live on YouTube, and I section the video so that you can skip ahead to the sections that you want to replay. Sure, Emery. I've got a couple readings ahead of you. But, all right, Jen. We've got in your body, we've got Akat the reed. Tomorrow is Akat. Today is Malinali. Today is 5 Malinali. I was actually worried about doing my first like live readings in a while on today because it's kind of unlucky in the Tonopohualli, and I'm a little superstitious because I like actually keep the calendar. I'm like, I don't know about this. Okay, Jen. So for your mind, you got Ayakat, wind. Very good. And let's see, emotions, Malinali. Aha. Funny that Malinali showed up. Hilarious. And last card, spirit. Very good. Very good. So let's go through and explain this. So again, the ruling energy is Sentioro, the one God, the great spirit is literally reaching out and asking you to listen to whatever it is that I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to say yet. I just spit it out. But so again, I don't know if I've done a life path for you yet, Jen, but we look at your ruling energy, your body, your mind, your emotions, and your spirit. Okay. Thank you, Deal. I appreciate you. But okay, Jen, back on track. I'm focused now. I'm not going to look at the chat anymore. But in your body, you have Akat the reed. Akat the Reed is this card right here. This is a message of having strength in flexibility. This specifically means that your body needs to move. Your body needs to move. I don't know what that means. This could mean that you need to get in a pool and move and be flexible. It could mean that now is the time to take up more walking. It could mean that maybe now is the time to get your dance on. You know, dancing can be very healing, and it can be a way to move energy, and it can be a way to shift and heal your body and to create emotional and spiritual shift just by dancing. And there are even shamans in various different cultures who dance until they put themselves into a trance state so they can communicate with spirit. So whatever this means for you, this is definitely a message of flexibility. Flexibility. You know, have you ever met one of those bodybuilder dudes, you know, and they're like beefy, so big, and they are not flexible. They can't even scratch their back because their arms are so big and they're so inflexible. You are not supposed to be strong and like lift up 1,000 pounds. You're supposed to have flexibility as well. Okay. So this is a message to have flexibility, not just with your body, not just in adding movement to your body, but this is also a message to be flexible with what you think that means, right? Because sometimes we are in a place in our life, whether that's our physical life or a spiritual life, we're in a place in our life where we really are stuck, or we can't move as much as we want to, or as much as we know would be good for our bodies. So be flexible with your progress in moving, okay? So literally, I'm telling you, be flexible. This is a mind thing, and this is definitely a body thing. And I'm telling you, be flexible about your body. Be flexible about the way you think about your body as well. Flexibility, okay? But overall, movement will be healing for you. Movement will be healing for you. And for some reason, I have the idea of like a pool. I feel like that would be really good for you for whatever reason. But do with that what you will. You know what that means. You need to move your body, and you know how. You know how to move your body. Hello, Sharia. I said I wouldn't look at the chat. I am doing a life path reading, and I can get to you in a little bit, but thank you for commenting. Okay. Jen, in your mind, you have the Ayahuasca wind spirit. This is a wild card. This is like a guy, he sat and meditated for so long. He's got like a jaguar coming out of him, and he's got like a dragon coming out of his head. Like there's a lot going on in that picture. So Ayahuasca wind is a message that spirit is with you, especially in your mind right now. So you can have a lot of spiritual connection if you take up prayer, if you take up meditation, if you take up journaling. These are things that you need to do. I'm not sure which one it is. I'm not sure which modality it is, but spirit is there. Spirit is present with you in your mind and is asking you to make that connection with them. I find meditation to be a really good way to draw that connection to spirit. It's very easy for me to do that. But you might connect easier some other way. You might sing, and that might bring you connection to spirit. Or you might talk to other people, and through the conversation that you share with others, that creates medicine for you. Or like I said, maybe it is meditation, or maybe it is journaling, but there is something that you should do because spirit is with you so much right now. And I really feel like this connection that you need to move your body, it needs to also happen in the mind, where you need to have that spiritual connection, that connection with spirit. So again, whether that's prayer, whether that is meditation, now is the time to really get really serious about the connection with spirit. And again, Sentiodal, that's the guy who's under all of these cards. Sentiodal is the great spirit. Sentiodal is like literally saying to you right now, I want to make this connection with you. I am present here in your physicality, in your mind, and I want to talk with you, basically. I want to have a connection with you and with your intuition. So this is definitely a message of like, I would say like total revolution. That's amazing. And then moving on into your relationship, into your emotions, you've got Malinali, the herb. So that's a message of sobriety. You are not being as sober as you could be in your relationships. Now, if Malinali was in the body, that means you're doing something bad. You're drinking too much, you're using something that you shouldn't be using, or you're overeating. But when Malinali is in the emotion, the relationship, it means that you're being emotionally unsober, that you are either letting sadness or anxieties or anger is another one. You're letting emotions take over your spirit, and you're not allowed to be your authentic self because that emotions are just overpowering you right now. So I would strongly suggest, again, journaling, meditating, doing something, some sort of practice so that you can come back into a non-reactive state, especially in regards to your emotions, because just like, things can take our power away, right? If you get in an accident, that can take your power away. If you have something bad happen to you, that can take your power away. But if you consistently give into anger, if you are consistently sad all the time, if you are just not able to stir or move your emotions, that is a way that your power is also being taken from you. So this is a message to look at: where is your spiritual and emotional power going? And is there a way for you to bring it back to center? Is there a way for you to look at it again, non-reactive? If you can look at something, emotions, experiences, whatever it is, in a non-reactive light, it becomes neutral. And I don't feel any hurt about it. I don't feel any shame about it. I don't feel sad about it. I can see it neutrally. And then I can work to actually do the healing. And this just literally just happened to me. I hope she's not watching tonight, but I've got this friend and I love her a lot. And I felt like we just, for the past couple of months, were not like communicating well. We just weren't having a good connection the way that we have for years. And I was really sad about it and a little hurt. And then I got angry and I gave into that in sobriety of those emotions. And I got kind of frisky with her. Like, I was not nice in some of my communications. And it showed. And I really could have lost somebody who's really important to me just because I was being emotionally unsober. And in order to work through that problem, I had to come back to emotional neutral. I had to come to a point where I could view the situation like in a way that I wasn't attached to it, in other words, or so that when I look at the situation, I'm not angry and I can actually see the work that needs to be done to repair and to do that healing. So the Malinali and the emotion says that something similar is happening to you. It might not be with other people. It might be in respect to the emotions that you have for yourself or even for your body. And so the last card, this is the message from Spirit. This is what your spirit needs to say. This is Makishli, death. My friend, when death shows up in the spirit, that means like total transformation. And that means that also that you should be holding ritual for yourself. You should hold a ritual for yourself, and you should look at who you used to be, and you should honor that person. Just like when you have like a funeral or when you have like a service where you celebrate somebody's life after they have passed. You have passed, my friend. You have done it. You are moving on and you are a totally different person now. And you really need to look at that person who you used to be and honor them and love them and thank them, have gratitude for them. But understand that you're different now. You're different. And ceremony and ritual, that can really help with that. But also meditation is very good. Journaling is very good. All of those things are very good. If you need any help with ceremony, if you need any ideas for ceremony, feel free to private message me, and I would be more than happy to talk to you on Zoom, or we can just chat. It's all good. But I hope that that is helpful, Jen. And I think I have another life path reading. I think I've got Melissa, I'm pretty sure. But I'm going to go ahead and I will do just a quick reading for Sharia Bar. I think that's your name. I'm going to go ahead and Sharia like Maria, but it's Sharia. Haha. I think you're Sharia. So Sharia, I'm going to go ahead and do I'm just working through some stuff over here. I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and do a reading for you. And, and we'll read for also April's son, Charlie. So read for Sharia, Charlie, and then we will do Melissa's life path reading. And then if I'm missing anybody else after that, you guys can comment again. But let's see. We've got one card. This is for you, Sharia. Okay. So the energy that surrounds you, Sharia, is the bat. Mary Ann, when I'm finished the next life path reading, feel free to comment. And then this is reverse. Okay, so you're going through some stuff right now, Sharia, and the bat reminds you that there is sweetness in life, right? The bat, everybody looks at the bat as like a big, scary creature, but they're little house cats on wings, essentially. They just eat fruit and hang from trees. They're good little dudes. They're pollinators. The bats remind you that there is sweetness in life. So no matter what it is that you're going through, there is still sweetness in your experience. And that is Very important to remember. Very important to remember, especially if life is heavy right now, especially if life is hard right now. There is sweetness somewhere in your experience, whether that is a beautiful person or whether that is some delicious food that you get to eat, or whether that is a beautiful job that you have that you're thankful for, the place that you live. There's something in your experience that is sweet to you. Moving on, clarity card is the skunk, but the skunk is in reverse. This is a little bit of a warning. Somebody is being foolish, okay? They are treating you improperly, Sharia. They are not being kind to you. They're being ignorant and foolish. And so what you do next is totally up to you. You could cut this person off. You could stop talking to them for a while, or you could just take this message and say, you know what? I'm not going to let you get an emotional response from me. Okay. I'm not going to let you get this response. Somebody, like I said, they're trying to be a fool, and they might be contributing to the heaviness of your life right now. But remember, there is sweetness. And just because people try to make trouble for you doesn't mean that you need to allow them to make trouble. Doesn't mean you need to feed into their emotional energy and responses. So it's time to really cut the cord with that person. Yeah, right. Okay. So Sharia just comment and she says, just got out of a karmic relationship. I'm going to give you a round of applause. That is amazing. So there is sweetness in your life. I think, now that you just said that, I think that the skunk coming up, that person was a fool. They weren't treating you right. They were causing all kinds of trouble for you. And now is the time for you to move forward. So maybe even doing a karmic cord cutting ceremony or ritual. I like ceremony, people. This is like one of my big deals with life and with spirituality. Ceremony and ritual is so important. And if any of you need any help with ceremony, if you don't know what that means, message me privately, contact me privately. I've got my social medias up here on the channels. Contact me and I will help you if you don't know what it means to hold ceremony for yourself. I'd be more than happy to help you along that path. But I hope that is helpful, Sharia. And remember, there is sweetness. There's sweetness in life. Speak, yes, 100%. My ex. And let's see. Karen says, do you look at 2 feeds? Just wondering. I have a emulator type deal, and I've got 2 webcams set up. So I'm setting the pictures down in front of a different webcam while I'm talking on this webcam. Karen, I am like the matrix of webcams over here. I've got webcams and webcams inception or something. It's wild. Let's read for Afia. Afia, it's been a while. I will totally read for you. I'm back now, though. I'm super happy to be back. And I'm also glad that I got a little bit of a break. But it's very good to be back and to be doing readings. Scott says, are you taking questions or donations first? And I'm new to YouTube. Oh, Scooter, not Scott. Scooter, you can ask questions or give donations. Doesn't matter. I'm just kind of doing readings at random. But if you give me a donation, I'll find the donation in my email and I will read for you. So if you have like a specific question or something, you could put it on the PayPal donation. That's perfect. Okay, Afia, you got the rabbit for the energy, what surrounds you. And for the energy, what moves you forward, you got, wow, the quail. Okay, so Afia, now is the time to rest. I know that you are working hard. I remember I did a reading a couple months ago, and it was like you were working super hard on something. I can't remember what it was, but you're probably still working hard. You're probably like a hard worker just in general. But now is the time to also remember to take rest. Life is about balance. You can't just work all the time. You do need to have that rest as well. The rabbit talks about literally being bound up inside of the moon, like just resting inside of the moon. So this could mean that maybe you have a special connection to the moon. Maybe during the next full moon, that's October 20th, maybe it's time to do a full moon ceremony for your rest, for your healing, for your restoration. My friend, the energy that moves you forward is quail. Quail is a message of deep spiritual healing. So I really feel like you're doing what you should do, but please prioritize your rest, prioritize your balance. That leads to healing, that leads to restoration. And that's what you need to hear tonight, Afia. Okay. Emery, just give me a minute. Oh, thank you, April. Thank you for commenting again. So let's read for Charlie, and then we will read for Melissa. We'll read for Charlie and then Melissa. Oh, hi, Scooter. My link is listed on this video interface, but it's also in the description, my PayPal link. Okay, so for Charlie, we're doing a general reading for Charlie. We got one card. Shui Tekutli. Very good. So that's the energy that surrounds him. Shui Tekutli is a fire god. That's the same god as Wiwiotl. It's just a different name. But that's grandfather fire, essentially, but just a different deck. And wolf. Very good. Sign of mastery. So the energy that surrounds Charlie is Shui Tekutli. This is, again, like, are you being serious enough? Are you being serious enough? You say you want all of this stuff, but are you actually working to get that stuff? Are you actually bringing about your manifestations by doing what you say you're going to do? You know, I would really recommend, I think Charlie's a kid, right? I think he's like in high school or something. I would really recommend all people, really, but especially kids, read the Four Agreements. That is a really important book. It teaches you a lot about energy. It teaches you a lot about how to get what you want. And it teaches you a lot about how to be a good person without religion, right? Religion is good and that helps a lot of people, but this is how to be a good person without religion. So think about the Four Agreements. Think about reading that. But Shui Tekutli asks, are your efforts matching up to your manifestations? If your manifestations aren't coming true, if the things that you want are not happening, then there's something, your effort is not matching up there, or there's a roadblock somewhere. So you need to move forward. Karen, I'll read for you after Charlie, for sure. And then I'll read for Melissa. And then moving forward, Charlie, the energy that moves you forward is the wolf. That is a sign of self-mastery. So what this tells me, Charlie, is that you are on a path towards self-mastery. Don't forget that you don't have to be alone. And sometimes if you're more spiritual, more intuitive, sometimes it's hard to find good connections because it can feel like everybody else just cares about surface level stuff and you care about things so deeply. So this is a message that don't isolate yourself just because it's hard to find connections. Don't get sad and don't get lonely. Keep pushing and keep looking for connections, but also be serious about whatever it is that you want. Like if you want something, if you're thinking about pursuing something, go out and actually do it. Don't think about it. Like go out and start pursuing it right now. And make sure your efforts match up to what you is that you are manifesting. I hope that one's helpful, Charlie. Oh, Karen says she's a total mess. I don't believe that. If you're a total mess, then I'm a mess and a half, Karen. But we'll read for Karen, and then I will do Melissa's life path reading. And you guys feel free to comment again if I don't get to you after this next life path reading. But just be gentle with me because the life path readings take a minute. They're pretty in-depth readings. All right. So, Karen, this is the energy that surrounds you. You got the monkey. Nope, can't see him. There we go. Karen says it's been tough. I'm sorry, Karen. I really am. I truly am sorry. Sometimes I feel like life is dense, right? Like it's like you're, instead of treading water, it's like you're treading mud sometimes. Whew, it's a lot. All right, my friends. So you got the monkey and the energy that surrounds you. And in the energy that moves you forward, you got the ocelot. So the energy that surrounds you is wisdom, learning. Stop seeking outside validation. Whatever it is that you're going through, you don't need other people to tell you that you're doing it right. You don't need other people to get you through it. Like you're capable of doing this on your own. And sometimes you have to be the knight in shining armor. You can't wait for somebody else to do it. So now is the time to really move forward and to teach yourself something important. Teach yourself the value of your experiences. You've been through a lot. You've been through a lot, right? We all have. We've all been through different experiences. But these experiences, They teach us things. They give us wisdom. They give us insight. They give us intuition. It's almost like our experiences are like education, right? And some of us, I feel like we come into this experience and we're like in kindergarten. Some people have really easy lives, and other people, they're working on their dissertation. They've got like PhDs or something in the spirit world, and their lessons are really, really difficult. So this is a message, Karen. Your experiences don't lie. Okay. And maybe people in your life have gaslit you in the past. Maybe people in your life have told you that what you're experiencing is not that much, or it doesn't matter that much. And I'm here to tell you it does. It does matter. It matters to you. Those experiences were given to you for a specific reason. You are much smarter, much wiser because of those experiences. So don't seek outside validation from others. You don't need that. You don't need that because you're really powerful all on your own. And the energy that moves you forward, Osalot, is a message of secrets, of magic, of things that are hidden. So I feel like, Karen, feel like you already know all this, what I'm saying. I feel like what I'm saying is very clear to you. And you're like, I know not to seek outside validation, but it's like, yeah, we all know that in theory, but can we actually practice it? I feel like there are little pieces of magic, though, all throughout your experience, and it's just up to you to pay attention to them. So even though life is tough, sometimes it's tougher for you or tougher for others while we're walking through certain areas or cycles or seasons in our life. Sometimes it is just tough. What your experience is a teacher, and there is magic in this experience. There is magic and wisdom. And that belongs to you. That doesn't belong to anybody else, right? Nobody can take your wisdom or your experiences from you. And I think that's why, gaslighting is such a popular form of emotional abuse, right? Because you can't take somebody's power or wisdom or experiences from them. But if you gaslight them and you make them believe that those experiences are not important, it's almost like you did take their power, huh? So now is the time to take your power back, Karen. And I hope that was helpful. I'm sorry, that was a little heavy. But let's go ahead and we'll do a life path reading for Melissa, and then we'll do Speak. We'll do the life path reading for Speak next after Melissa. So Melissa, here is your ruling card. Yep, this one. Oh wow, come on, Melissa, you get Sentiodal too. There are 13 of these cards, 13, and for some reason Sentiodal jumps out twice tonight. So again, just like in Jen's reading, Melissa, Sentiodal is the one, is the Great Spirit, is God, literally asking you to really pay attention to this. It's like Great Spirit is directly present with you tonight. Whatever these cards say, this is very important message for your life, for your existence. And so we'll look at your body. Really? That's the third time I've pulled the snake in the body tonight. Wow, y'all. Speak, that's fine. I could do a question too. I wouldn't mind doing the life path as well, though, Speak. I could do both. I feel like I should do the life path. So you could ask whatever you want, but I'm going to do the life path. But Melissa, we've got your mind. No way. I'm just going to give you Jen's reading. Oh, okay. Emotion. No, this one's a little bit different. Okay. All right. These cards are making me laugh now. All right. And then the last card is Spirit. Spirit. Very good. The lizard. Oh, I love getting the lizard in the Spirit card. That's a very good message. Okay, Melissa. So again, the energy of your ruling, basically what's going on in your experience, the overtones of this is Sentiodal, the one. Sentiodal. Okay. And so this is a message from Great Spirit. Again, just like the other 3 life path readings that we've done today, Kowat, the snake in the body, means you need to be serious with yourself. You need to be honest with yourself. Like, is your body as healthy as it could be? Do you have enough put away for retirement, for savings, for kids, for things like that? Now is the time to be serious about your health and to be serious about your material wealth, to be serious about your finances. So, again, the advice to meet with a financial planner. If you haven't seen a doctor or a while, it's time to schedule a checkup with a doctor or with a naturopath. But now is the time to be honest with yourself about your body and about your material, about your material world. Yeah. I also think that maybe now is the time. I know I just did a live in my private Facebook group, but now is the time also to re-examine your ideas and beliefs around money. Make sure that you're not subconsciously holding yourself back with bad money beliefs. Okay. Just make sure. We all need to do this from time to time. The next card is Koska Kuautili, the vulture, and that is in the mind. So, Melissa, this is a really strong message for you that now is the time to be more serious with prayer, to be more serious with affirmation work. You might try mirror work. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but it's literally looking into a mirror, seeing your reflection, and saying kind things to yourself. Whatever it is that you need help with, whatever it is. I don't know. It could be just looking at yourself and saying, I am worthy, or I am beautiful. Whatever it is, you need to do mirror work, say affirmation to yourself. And if mirror work is a little intimidating, that kind of scares you, think about affirmations as well. I think that affirmations are really wonderful. While affirmations themselves do not exactly change your life, it helps to get you out of a negative momentum or out of any kind of momentum, really. So it can really change momentum around for you. In this card, we specifically see a person who's standing, they're like sitting on top of a temple, and they have prayers like coming out of their mouth. So this is like you have opportunities and you're overlooking them because you have to be a little bit more prayerful. Spirit is asking you to be more prayerful with that. So I hope that one helps. That's a little heavy too. But your emotions and your relationships, you got Ayakat, wind. And when the wind is in the relationships, man, you're about to enter a time in your life where things just work, right? You're going to start meeting people, I don't know, maybe business partners or just spiritual relations, connections, people that really inspire you, people that fill you up with spirit. When you meet these people, you're going to be like, where have you been all of my life? So this is a time of spiritual connection for you. I really feel like you have to be mindful when you're going through these times of, change or whatever you want to call that, of seriousness in life. So I think that's why this message of Koska Kuatili shows up in the mind. It's like we need to be very prayerful, but there's lots of moving energy basically coming into your relationships right now. So I would expect to meet, kind of like karmic partners, like not necessarily like a love relationship partner, but like people who you bond well with on this material plane, and like they give you good medicine. Like when you talk, you feel like your heart is understood, and you feel like you can process your spiritual lessons when you talk to them, and you feel like everything is in good alignment when you meet these people. You feel like everything is very harmonious. You feel like these people work on multiple levels of your life. It's not like you're just a business connection or you're just whatever. It's like these connections are very deep, very deep. And so that's very good energy. That's very good energy. Sentiodal, again, is the ruling card for this reading for you, Melissa. That means that, again, Great Spirit wants you to be prepared, I guess, to understand that new connections are coming up for you, and to be on the lookout for them. Because I know sometimes with me anyways, I'm like hesitant of new people. Like when I meet new people, I'm like really looking at them like, what are you going to do? Like I'm kind of nervous of new people. So like this is a message. Don't be nervous. Try to be as open as you can. And of course, don't let, past experiences with however you meet these connections, whether that's spiritual people or whether it's business people or relationships, don't let past experiences cloud your judgment of right now, current times. And then last card, Melissa, is your spirit. And you got Kuetzpaline, the lizard. And so you are to be somebody who helps people through passages, okay? And so it might just be one particular person, or it could be a group of people. Maybe you help one particular person, and then these avenues kind of open up, this experience opens up, and then you might end up helping quite a few people with this type of work. But you are literally supposed to help people through transition. So you're supposed to help them. They're at one point in their life, they don't know how to get where they need to go, and you're going to help them, whether that's motivation, whether that's coaching, or whether that's just being a really good friend. You're going to help people move forward in their life and in their existence. So I would say look for people that feel stuck, that feel a little, they just feel like there's some resistance there. If you can offer them medicine, whether that's, your kind words, or your beautiful companionship, or your wonderful advice, or just your presence is medicine. Just your presence is medicine. That is what Spirit is asking right now. There are people that need your help in moving forward and kind of healing and going on that healing journey. So you're almost going to be like a spiritual midwife, my friend, like midwifing people from one point in their life to the next. So that is really interesting. And I hope that one's helpful, Melissa. And Speak, I'm going to go ahead and pull a life path reading for you. If you did have a question, feel free to drop it, and I'll get to it after this life path. But let's go ahead and do Speak's life path. So I'm shuffling all these Nauhualli cards. Okay. Very good. So you got the Lord of the Light, right? More accurate translation is the Lord of the House of Light. And so you are the house, and the Lord of the House of Light speaks to your enlightenment, right? So Speak right now, again, without pulling these other tonal cards, you are going through a time period in your life where things are really wild right now because you are reaching new levels of spiritual awareness. And we all do this. I pull life path readings sometimes for people that are like 90 years old, and they still get the Lord of the House of Light, because it's like, it doesn't matter how old you are or where you're at in your journey. You always go through seasons where you're upgrading your awareness. Oh, Jen, thank you so much. That's such a sweet thing to say. I appreciate you. Thank you, Melissa. You guys are great. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. But so Speak, enlightenment, right? Buckle up, wild ride. You need to have an anchor, okay? You need to have an anchor through this. So try to find yourself somebody who you can talk to, maybe even a local friend who you can go out to coffee with, and have some grounding, anchoring conversation while you're going through this journey. That would be my advice to you. And also be grateful. Be grateful, because right now you're going to be going through, right now or in the very near future, like the next couple of weeks, really, probably not even a month, going to be going through a time of spiritual enlightenment, awakening, all that kind of stuff, upgrading awareness. And you need to have somebody who you can kind of talk to, just bounce ideas off with. You don't want somebody who's going to tell you how it is. You don't want that. You just want somebody who's going to listen. And while it might be frustrating to have somebody that just listens and won't give you answers, that's really what you need right now. And also, what I was trying to say is be grateful. Be grateful, because you will go through other periods in your life where you don't have that light, where it feels like you're alone. So it's very important right now to be grateful of this experience, of this enlightenment experience. Okay, so we've got Tochli, the rabbit, in your body. We got Ayakot, the wind, in your spirit, or mind, sorry, mind and work. And then let's look at relationships. Makishli for relationships. And the last one is spirit. Speak says, I feel alone, so that makes sense. Yeah. I think a lot of us feel alone, and like, I just lost all the cards, so you get this one. That's on, that's on the top. All the cards literally just exploded out of my hand. So that's like, this is like a serious message. This eagle card and the spirit, that's very serious for you, Speak. Goodness. I'm going to take my shoes off too. Haha. You guys can't see my feet. I didn't have to tell you that. But so Speak. The card that's in your body is the rabbit. Now, of course, you guys, the rabbit is a message of rest, right? It's also a message of self-sacrifice. So I think you've been sacrificing your body and your maybe your time, your maybe finances, your material wealth. You've been sacrificing that a lot because people make you feel obligated, right? It's like you don't really have to do this, but like people are like, oh, I need this, I need that. And you're always like, okay, I'll just do it for you. But then it makes you feel burnt out. It makes you feel very like used, honestly. Like there's not an equivalent energetic exchange going on in some of your relationships. And so you probably, I don't know much about you, but you probably have a pattern of wanting to help people, like over help people, because maybe somewhere in your experience, you felt really alone and you felt like people didn't help you. So now it's like you've got this pattern where you're like, oh my gosh, I have to help everybody all the time. So this is a really important message that you have to look at your boundaries, especially in the material world. Where are you spending your time? Where are you spending your money on people? What are you doing with your body? Are you doing things that you don't want to necessarily do? Like you always giving somebody money. Like are they always like, hey, can I have $5? And you're always like, here it is. Now is the time to set those boundaries with people and to not sacrifice yourself. Um, Only give what you can afford to give freely, whether that is your time, whether that's your energy, or whether that is your money. Only give what you can give freely with no expectation of anything in return. And if you can't look at somebody and say, yes, I could give you that $5 and not ever expect anything else in return, you can't do that, then you shouldn't give it to them. You should not give it to them. You should not expect things in return when you hand something off to people, because it's just a recipe for disaster, honestly. It leads you to feeling like, people just don't appreciate you. It leads you to feeling very burnt out. So the message is to be kind to yourself and to set those boundaries. It's really important right now. Moving forward, the energy in your mind is this Ayakot wind right here. Remember, this is a wild guy. He's got the Jaguar coming out of his behind. He's got a dragon coming out of his brain. There's a lot going on in that card. So when Ayakot wind spirit shows up in your mind, it means that spirit is literally with you and that it's time for you to make a good connection to spirit. And so this is asking you to be consistent in your spiritual practice, whatever that practice might be. Again, I really don't care. I feel like, honestly, I don't care what religion you are or what path you walk. I feel like we all do the same things and we just have different names for the things that we do. So the message here is that you have to be consistent with your spiritual practice, whether that's prayer, meditation, shamanic journeying, drumming, singing. I don't care what it is, whatever your spiritual path is, you have to be consistent. Okay. And that means consistently setting aside time to do something. For me, one of my biggest spiritual consistencies is keeping the calendar. I keep the Nauhualli sacred calendar. I write messages every single day. I've done it for a couple years now, and I've done it for myself. And now I give those messages out to Patreon too. So I'm writing intentional messages every single day. Like I'm connecting to the energy of the calendar. I'm connecting to the energy of today or of tomorrow. And I'm saying, this is what this energy is going to be like. And this is the message that I need to hear for myself so that I have a better day. And that is my way of having spiritual connection. I also do cacao very, very often. So I do cacao as a medicine, as a ritual, as a ceremony. And I very intentionally take the cacao. I actually make it myself. I grind the little nibs in a machine. I don't grind it by hand. Oh my goodness. But I make the cacao and I sing to it before I drink it. And I sing to it while I'm making it. So I have a lot of gratitude. And that's my way of really having spiritual connection. But you need to do something consistent. And consistent means different things to different people. Consistent could mean every day. Consistent could mean every hour. Consistent could mean once a week. Consistent could mean 3 times a week. You need to figure out what consistent means to you. Consistent means I can do this regularly and often, not once every month, right? That's not often enough. A couple times a week, every day, something like that. You need to find what is consistent to you, and don't burn out on this either. Don't burn out. Don't be like, I'm going to go really hard after I get this reading and I'm going to be so intense in my spiritual practice for 2 days and then just forget about it for another couple months until you feel alone again. So now is the time to be consistent. That's the magic word here with your spiritual practice. And building that consistency is very important because, like I said, the Lord of the House of Light talks about right now you're in this cycle of awareness, of awakening, of upgrading your energies and awareness. But you won't always be there to have that energy, those cosmic conditions with you. Sometimes you will unfortunately be in darkness. You will be like, oh my gosh, I feel like I have no spirit guides. I feel like the great spirit doesn't answer to me. I feel so alone. And the only thing that keeps you anchored and grounded during those times is your spiritual practice. And that happens to me, dude. Like, I read for people like all the time on YouTube and in my personal life. And sometimes I don't feel that connection for myself, where it's like, yeah, I could pull these cards and tell you what you need to hear. I can't feel it myself, because everybody goes through these cycles and seasons of either the switch is on or the switch is off. And the only thing that pulls you through is your consistency to spirit. So consistently start making that relationship, whatever consistently means to you. This is a big one. This is a big one. You got McKeeshley death in your relationships. So that's wild. That's a lot of energy. What that says to me, Speak, is that some really major relationships are ending for you right now, or they will be very soon. They will be very soon. And also, you're going through a sort of emotional revolution, aren't you? And so you're growing in your power of emotions. You're growing in your power of intuition, but you're also saying goodbye to like a lot of people. I don't remember if you were watching all the way back in the beginning of this video, but I mentioned, you have to make space in your life for what's coming next. And when you honestly ask spirit, I need to make space because I need to do this thing. I need to be a better healer. I need to be a better person. I need to be more intuitive. Whatever it is that you ask spirit, when you ask them that honestly, they start to remove things from your life. And sometimes that's relationships, right? And that one hurts sometimes, because you're like, I just love this person. And like, we've been together for this whole time and it was like a really good relationship. And all of a sudden they just, they just leave. So spirit is making space in your life, especially in your relationships. And then the last card is the eagle. So when the eagle shows up in your spirit, this means that it is in your cosmic spiritual configuration to have a connection to spirit. Hi, Michelle. Nice to see you. Feel free to comment if you'd like a reading. But Speak, when the eagle shows up in your spirit, it means that you are a spiritual person that's in your cosmic configuration. Like, you were literally born as a spiritual person. It's, if you believe in past lives and that kind of thing, you probably were a spiritual person sometime in your past lives as well. And you're bringing forward this experience into this lifetime. Okay. And so as you ascend, as you become enlightened, as you make that journey up the peak towards total heart-centered awareness and towards enlightenment, towards whatever you want to call it, you're going to get to a point in this journey where you're just like, and you're going to be like, I did all this work and I feel like I accomplished so much. I know so much. I don't need to know anything. I don't need to do anything. You're going to get a little arrogant. And then what you're going to do, you're going to like look around and really evaluate where you're at. And you're going to be like, actually, I know nothing. And I am like literally like a kindergartner in my understanding of all of spirituality and enlightenment. And that is the nature of the eagle. The eagle brings us vision. So the message here is, understand that your spirituality, your spiritual path, it is not a destination. You don't reach enlightenment. You continue to walk the path of enlightenment. It is an everyday life experience. It is an everyday life journey. So just remember that. Keep that in mind. And I hope that was helpful, Speak. But deal with life, or deal with it. Are you still here, my friend? Deal. I'm going to do a life path reading for Deal now. Okay. All right, Deal. Coming for you. We got one card. Interesting. So you got Death as the ruling card. So that is like, Speak, let me do, yep, here's Deal. Hi, my friend. Speak, go ahead and ask the question. I would love to answer that question after I do Deal's Deal with Life's life path reading. You're wonderful. And you're very welcome. I will pull these cards now. So again, before I pull your tonal cards, this Nauhualli card, this influencer card, this ruler card says you are in the time of transformation, Deal. You're in the time of transformation. It's not bad. It's not a bad thing, but it's almost like, what's that tarot card? I don't really read the tarot very much, but I think it's judgment. It's like everybody is coming up out of the coffins. They're like raising from the dead. They're like moving forward. That's a lot like the energy of this card right now, Deal. This is like judgment. This is like now it's time to resurrect and to really do what we're meant to do in this moment. Michelle, for sure, I would love to read for you after I read for Speak and Deal. Very good, very good, very good. So in your body, you get Sipakli, the dragon. In your mind, you get Itsuquinti, the dog. In your relationships, you get death. We just got that one in the same position. And last one, Deal, spirit. Yep. There we go. Very good. Very good. Very good. So, Deal. You're going through transformation. Now it's time to put the big girl panties on, big dude panties on, I don't even know. Put the panties on and go do the job. Go do the job that you were literally put here to do. Like, again, what are you waiting for? This is your judgment. This is like, get up, resurrect, come back to life, breathe new spirit into your existence, and go do something fun with your experience. That is what this message is tonight, okay? And in your body, you got Sipakli, the dragon. This is a message of power. I've got the dragon tattooed on me because I love dragons. I love the idea of this power, you know, power like money, like time, like anything. It's not good and it's not bad. The message of the dragon is if you don't make peace with the power that you have, your power will consume you. And this is why I firmly believe we see a lot of problems in our modern society. We see addictions. We see a whole bunch of disorders. We see broken families. We see parents that are horrible to their children. We see so many broken things in our society because people don't know how to deal with their power. A lot of people have been taught either through society or through religion that their power is not important and that they should give their power up to somebody else, whether that's a doctor or a priest or a president. We should give our power up to somebody else. And my idea about spirituality is that your power belongs to you. And you have to make peace with the fact that you are so powerful. One of my friends, she's an author. Her name is Allison Gray. She just put this quote out today. And I was like, oh, you know, like Zelda secret music. It was like, if you knew how powerful you were, you would go absolutely bonkers if you could understand the amount of power that you have. So again, Deal, this is talking about power specifically in the material life. You have a lot of sexual power. You have a lot of power to manifest. You have a lot of power in your body. You have a lot of strength. You have a lot of ability to materialize money out of nothing, okay? You have a lot of power. And I don't think that you're recognizing that power right now. And in this card, I'll show you a little bit bigger. This guy over here, he's got like this medicine pouch and he's offering it to the dragon. It looks like the dragon's about to eat him, right? So if you don't make peace with your power will consume you. That is a very important message. So now is the time to reckon. What bad beliefs have you been told about yourself, about your power, about the power of money, about the power of what you have to offer, about the power of your body, about the power of sexuality? You know, a lot of us carry shame with us. A lot of us carry shame. A lot of us are great manifestors, have amazing intuitions, and we can't manifest for shit because we're carrying shame with us. We're carrying the shame of what other people cast onto us. We're carrying the shame of organized belief systems. We're carrying the shame of society. We're carrying shame that our bodies don't look like the magazines. You know, we're carrying all this shame and sadness. And shame blocks your power and ability to manifest. So it's time to release shame. It's time to literally cut it out. You know, whether you have to do ceremony, it doesn't matter. You need to figure out a way to cut it out. With death being your ruling energy, this may be a message to you that, you know, just like I said for somebody else when they got death in the spirit, you might need to hold a ritual or ceremony for yourself and say goodbye to the person you used to be so you can welcome in this new powerful person. Second thing, right? Deal in the mind, you've got Itsuquinti the dog, okay? Itsuquinti the dog, again, is loyalty, is companionship, but this specifically means for you travel. So the next time you have the opportunity to travel, to see another place, like jump at it. And I imagine that some sort of opportunity to travel will align with you, like within the next like 8 weeks. Like you really need to jump on it. Don't be like, that's weird, or I don't have the time, or I don't have the money. Go travel when that opportunity presents itself. When you travel, when you move your physical body, you are moving your energy. And sometimes you get stuck almost in like a walnut shell of energy. And it's like you can't, you feel stuck in life. You feel like you can't change your circumstances because your energy is all compact. And when you travel and move your body, you literally crack the shell of your energy. So you need to travel. You need to travel. And I don't think it would be Deal says she's going to New Orleans in less than 8 weeks. So that's good. Go. Spirit is saying this is a good trip for you. This is a good trip for you. So that's wonderful. That's really good. Your emotion and relationship is Makishli death. So there are people in your life. You probably have had trouble with these people in the past. It's time to cut your attachment to them. It's not necessarily like I'm going to cut you out and never speak to you again. Like you could do that. We could all do that. But it's definitely, I think, more powerful to cut your attachment to people so that they're still in your life and they don't affect you with whatever it is that they do that's affecting you right now. So not necessarily cut the cord and close people out of your life, but cut your attachment to what they say. Cut your attachment to their ideas of success. Cut your attachment to their judgments, right? You don't need any of that in your life. I'm getting too excited. I need some water. Much better. So cut your attachment with toxic people in your life because they're holding you back from this ability to reconcile with your own power and to step out and to do what it is that you are supposed to do. You are supposed to do it. You are about to do it. And these people are like literally the only obstacle that could make you say, should I really do that though? So cut your attachment to them and remember to follow your spirit, follow your intuition. Anybody else who's still watching the feed, if you send me anything more than like $15, I will do a life path reading, one of these really big ones. And they're super in depth, or you can just comment and I'll do a free reading for you too. That's perfectly fine as well. But thanks for being on the feed. But anyways, deal. This is really important. Okay. So you need to cut the emotional attachment to these people's judgment and remember to follow your instinct, your intuition, your wisdom, your spirit, your experience. That is so important right now. It's like really super important. Deal says a spot on. I'm glad it resonates, my friend. Okay, and last, this is really big. Okay, this is your spirit card. You got spirit in the spirit. You got spirit in your spirit quadrant. You got Aakot, wind, spirit. Okay, sorry, I just saw your question speak. This is really significant for you, Deal, to get spirit in the spirit. That literally is like, it's like, Inception when they do the dream inside the other dream. This is like spirit inside the spirit, inside the spirit, inside the other spirit. It's so much spiritual potential. Like I am literally buzzing. Like I feel like my hands are buzzing right now, like even giving this reading. But like, it's really important for you to understand that spirit is literally with you right now and that you cannot fail. Like you cannot fail. You have this deep connection. You've always had it. Maybe now you're just starting to like actually realize it or whatever, but you have a really deep connection to spirit. And now is the time to move forward. Now is the time to move forward and to do new things with your life. Okay. Now is the time. If you've been, making the vision boards and doing the journaling and planning and manifesting for like, 10 years, now is the time to like act on it. You have to act on it now. So the way that manifestation works, the way the energy works, the way the alignment works is you have to take that first step and then spirit, the universe, whatever, quantum reality fills in the gaps. So when you take that first step, that's when everything shifts. And when you're famous, don't forget about me. You got to give me a shout out at your concerts or something. I don't know. But I hope that one's helpful. Michelle Hernandez, if you would like to get a life path reading, I've got my PayPal link sitting here on this screen, actually, and it's also in the video descriptions. That was a lot, Deal. No, Speak, you're totally fine. I'm going to scroll up now. Speak says, how do I get through what it is that I'm going through? I will. Oh, that one fell out, so that one's there. I will pull a couple cards for this question. I think I'm going to pull 3 cards, Speak, if that's okay. Okay. 2. You are very welcome, Deal. You are very welcome. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I appreciate you. Okay, 1 more, Speak. Okay. So right off the bat, the first thing that you need to know is that no matter what it is that you're going through, there is sweetness in your life, right? You got the bat. Okay, so that's number 1. That is most important for you right now. Okay, there is sweetness. It doesn't matter what it is that you're going through. It doesn't matter what it is that you've been through. It doesn't matter what other people have done to you. It doesn't matter what's coming next. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. There is sweetness in life. And I don't know, but it still sucks. I know it does. I don't know if you listen to Modest Mouse. I love them. They just put out a new album, and they put out this album the song called "The Sun Hasn't Left." I'm going to type that in the chat. And I really encourage you to listen to that song, especially if you're feeling like sad. But if you're feeling sad, listen to "The Sun Hasn't Left," because it's this song that like talks about how life does suck. Life is a mess. We're all going through really heavy things, but the sun is still shining. And the sun doesn't have to shine. The rain doesn't have to pour down. The rivers don't have to flow. The earth doesn't have to grow and to support us. But all of these spirits come together in collaboration and co-creation with us and in harmony to support our life. And there is still sweetness. There are still bats. There are still bees. There are still flowers and fruits and chocolate and good friends and good connection and good medicine. There is still good medicine. So understand their sweetness. So if you ask, how do I get through this? There is sweetness. There is sweetness. The next important thing for you to really understand here, how do I get through this? The raven calls to give you guidance and to understand that what you're going through, it's not bad. I know that probably is like, shut up, it is really bad. Like, it's probably not what you want to hear, but it isn't bad. There is a way that you can see this in a neutral light. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure how it is, but this is a neutral experience that has happened to you. It isn't a bad thing. In other words, it's not punishment. You haven't done something to, have the gods throw lightning bolts at you or something. This is something that just neutrally happened, okay? It's not something you attracted into your experience. It's not payback. It's not any of that. This is just something that happened. Sometimes the universe just throws flux on us. Yeah. You say it feels like punishment. Yeah, that's why you need this message. That's why you need this message. Because it is really heavy. It is really heavy. But it's just flux, my friend. And nobody can escape suffering. Nobody can escape pain. Okay. I'm like some crazy spiritual person. I do like ceremonies for people. I read online. I've got like this business, like a real business, like in person that I heal people at. And I'm not immune to pain and suffering. Like, I had to take off weeks from doing what I love, from being here and doing live videos, because I was sick. Like, I needed to rejuvenate my energy to be able to even do this. Like, I'm not immune to suffering. None of us are immune to suffering. And I lost my daughter last year. Like, that was a really rough experience. And like, you can't look at your spiritual healers or look at anybody, look at yourself and say like, oh, I'm just going to get out like totally scotch free, man. I'm not going to have any pain. I'm not going to have any suffering. Like, that's just not true. That's not true. And I truly believe that I didn't attract anything, or I'm not being punished by being sick or by anything like that. I'm not being punished. It's just life. It's just life. Unfortunately, it's flux, right? Have you ever watched those blacksmithing shows? There's like these shows where they make knives and stuff with blacksmithing, and they throw flux on the fire, and the flux like solidifies the metal that they make, and it refines the metal, and the metal is so shiny and so sharp after the blacksmith throws the flux on there. And so that is what life does to us. Unfortunately, we're all in the fire of life. We're sharp metal, we're sharp knives, and universe throws flux onto us, and then we can't control what happens with that flux. There's going to be fire, there's going to be flames, there's going to be explosions, volcanoes, but we're still going to be the knife getting through that flux. We can't control it, we just have to live through it and see it as neutral. The creator throws the flux and we deal with it where it lands. Speak, we're definitely going to talk more. We're definitely going to talk more later about that. I really do think that I don't want to talk about it publicly, okay? But just message me again and I will, yeah, we'll talk about that. I don't think that there's anything bad. I think that you're looking at it the wrong way. And I really, like, I mean this from the bottom of my soul. I really do believe that something amazing is going to happen, something really great. But the last way, how do I get through this is what you asked, right? Understand that there's sweetness, understand duality, that good and bad doesn't exist. Everything is neutral and nothing is a punishment. The last thing is to understand that some people are tricky. Some people are tricky. Some people that you love are tricky. Some people who you've had really close experiences with, they've tricked you. They've been mean to you. They have intentionally told you lies to either scare you or to manipulate you or to tell you something that is just all in all right, wrong. All in all right, a lie. I can't even speak anymore. They have told you lies. People have told you lies in an attempt to manipulate you, in an attempt to get you to feel a certain way, possibly even spiritual manipulation. Like that's what I'm kind of feeling along the lines of this. You have to be really careful with who you talk to about spiritual stuff, because I do feel like some people want your money and they just want you to be afraid so that you need them. So again, my message would be with the coyote, watch out for tricky people, but understand that you have power in yourself and that you don't need these other people. You really don't need other healers. You can hold the ceremony your damn self. You know, you've got this. You've got all of it. You've got all of it. Okay. Yeah, that's how you get through it, my friend. And I hope that that's helpful. And we'll do a reading for Michelle. Michelle, that got heavy for a minute, my friend. But let's I'll just do a general reading for you, Michelle. Speak, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. I'll let you know when the next ceremony day is. Tomorrow is 6. Let's see. Friday is 7. No, Saturday is 7. Sunday is 8. Monday. I don't know what I'm doing Monday, but Monday would be a good day for ceremony. So let me get back with you. And if I don't get back with you at the end of tonight, maybe I forget or something, just message me. Hi, Anna Iva. If you'd like a reading, feel free to comment. I'm going to read for Michelle really quick. And anybody else still watching, if you'd like a reading, just go ahead and comment and I will, and I'll pull some cards for you. And you can always leave a donation. That guarantees a reading. Okay, so Michelle, you got the Scarlet Macaw as the energy that surrounds you. And let's see. Your clarity card, the energy moving forward is the rabbit, but it's reversed. So we'll talk about that. Okay, so the Scarlet Macaw means that you will be recognized by your community for your efforts. Okay, so I don't know you. I don't know what it is that you do, but obviously you do something really cool, and people are going to appreciate you for that. So this could feel good. This could feel like validation. This could feel like gifts. This could feel like honor. So you have good energy coming your way, and you have people who will appreciate you coming your way. You got the rabbit in reverse. So I would say that, you know, now is the time to stay on the path. Whatever it is that you do to help others, that's really important work. Maybe you felt a little burnt out recently, but the rabbit in reverse is telling you sometimes it is worthy to make necessary sacrifices. Not all sacrifices are bad, but remember, what does that say? New to do this. Oh, you're very welcome. But yes, so The rabbit in reverse means that sometimes sacrifices are necessary, but make sure that you keep your balance and boundaries in that sacrifice. So this could be a really good time for you to practice what I call conscious giving, and that is being able to give and not expect anything else in return. Okay, so if you can. Your friend comes to you and says, I need money. I need to get groceries and I need $100. And you're like, I'm sorry, friendo. I can't give you $100 without really hurting my own finance. You setting boundaries, you could say, I could give you 20. I could give you $20 freely. I don't expect you to pay me back. I don't expect anything in return. I'm giving you this freely. Maybe you can't give people $20, right? You have to figure out where your boundaries lie. So what I'm saying is don't overgive. Don't give too much of yourself. And the way that you practice conscious giving is by connecting to your own heart and asking your own heart, what can I do? What can I do for this person? What can I do for this person without upsetting my own imbalance or without upsetting my own balance? What can I do? And then you learn how to give consciously. And it is such a gift to be able to give freely and to expect nothing in return. That is truly a gift. And if you haven't done it, you don't know. Don't expect anything in return. Learn how to give consciously. But that is my message to you, Michelle. I hope that that is helpful. Anna says something about her daughter and a job. Let's go ahead and we'll pull a couple cards for Anna's daughter and for Anna's job. Lulu, I'll pull the cards now. I've been live for about 2 hours, so I'm probably gonna call it quits pretty soon here. Oh, Michelle says she's a volunteer. Very interesting. So I think that you're doing good work. I think that you have the opportunity to be recognized. And Michelle, maybe you have also the opportunity to find, a paid position. But like I said, with your volunteer work, with your work of service, make sure that you're not creating imbalance in your life. Just make sure that you're giving freely. Give freely. And if it ever becomes an imbalance or not free, then it's time to reevaluate that relationship. But Lulu, Anna and Anna's daughter for the job. Okay, we got one card, lizard in reverse, and deer. So I am so sorry, Anna. I don't really know what to tell you. I don't know if I want to give you the message of what I think the cards mean. But basically what I could say is if you could help your daughter Anna out, whether that's with resources or whether that's with references or helping her write a resume, that would be a really good idea and opportunity right now. Right now, it looks like luck is literally stacked against her. The lizard represents luck and luck is flipped upside down. And that happens sometimes. I think that luck is like any other cosmic conditioner configuration. It's something that we can work with, and it's something that sometimes works against us. But either way, luck is not really on her side at this moment. So you need to pitch in and help her however you can. Like I said, whether that is resources or money or, helping her write a resume, finding connections for her to have a job. Maybe you know business owners or a job that would be really good for her, and you can connect her with those people. But the energy that moves your daughter forward is the deer. The deer is a message of eventual healing, and you can see the deer looks like they're holding the night back as the sun is rising. So that's a really cool card. So I feel like healing is on the way, and that this is definitely a message, but it might be a minute before she finds that job. I'm not clear on a timeline at this moment. I'm sorry. But I hope that that was a little helpful. And we'll pick a couple cards for Lulu. So Lulu, the energy that surrounds you is the monkey. And the energy that moves you forward is the ocelot, but reversed. So the energy that surrounds you is the monkey. This is wisdom. This is learning new things. So right now you should be open to the idea of finding new material or stimulating your mind in new and exciting ways, maybe in ways that you hadn't thought of. So maybe it's time to just like look for an inspirational speaker, like on YouTube. Like I really love to listen to Abraham Hicks, and I think that they're super inspirational. So if I'm feeling like I need some more inspiration, I'll oftentimes just pick a random Abraham Hicks video and just, you know, kind of see what comes up with that. See what kind of inspiration shows up for me. A lot of other times I will just pick up a book, you know, like you could pick up any book. Like I'm going to pick up this book right now. It's called Bibliomancy. You can do divination with books. So I open this book up and I'm going to put my finger here. And so the message, this is a message from Rumi. This is for Lulu. You must start out and continue on. You have to leave the place where everyone worries about rank and money, where dogs bark and stay home. Up here, it is music and poetry and the divine wind. So in other words, Lulu, you need more inspiration, and Rumi is telling you that also you don't need other people's validation. You don't need other people's judgments. People might be judging you, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Their judgments do not dictate your life. They do not dictate your energy. And so now is the time to be very, very sure of yourself, sure of your intuition, sure of your experiences, sure of your wisdom, sure of your wisdom. And then moving forward, the ocelot is reversed. This is a sign of magic. So I almost wonder if maybe you're not paying attention to your spiritual side as much as you should. Like if there's a little bit of lack of energy there for some reason. So I would definitely suggest to bring in more power and more influence and more, I would say, consistency with your spiritual practice. I think that would help you with this energy. And I'm going to do one more reading tonight, and this reading will be for what helps us keep our balance from now until next Thursday. What themes are at play to help us keep our balance? And a really quick, while I shuffle these cards, I just want to thank everybody tonight who watched this, or anybody who might be watching on the replay. Don't forget to come back next Thursday at 7 p.m. and I will be live to take more readings for you guys. And also, if you're interested in getting daily inspiration, feel free to check out my Patreon. I offer daily messages for people. And boy, do I love it. I love to keep the calendar. Oh, and don't forget about my podcast. Type in Keeping the Calendar on Spotify and go listen to that. It's amazing. All right. I mean, I've been pulling these cards all night. We all know what this means at this point, right? So we got the butterfly for the energy that surrounds us for right now and going into next week. So again, this is heavy transformation energy. Again, if you guys look at the Nauhualli, like everything is really coming to a close and we're in a transitional period in terms of energy. That's what our cosmic conditions are right now. We're in a transitional energy. So with the cosmic energy transitioning, we also must transition. And so when you get energy of passage, you have to understand you have the ability and you have the opportunity right now to change your life. You have the opportunity to put things in motion that you have been dreaming about, maybe since last year, or maybe for a couple of years you've been dreaming about this. And if you don't put it into action right now, you're going to have to wait for that opportunity again. You're going to have to wait for that opportunity of passage. So right now is a time to be able to let go, to release. Remember, tonight and yesterday and the day before that, these are all new moon days. These are new moon times. And this energy of the new moon carries us tonight and even tomorrow night, probably for the next 2 or 3 days, of renewal, of release, of manifestation. So it is a really good time to let go of old things. And you could put your manifestation out there for the new moon tonight if you wanted to. And when the full moon comes on October 20th, you can really set your intentions and start releasing those other things that don't serve you. So you can work with one intention throughout a couple of moon cycles. And I really recommend that you think about that, just because right now we're in this transitional time period in terms of our energy. And then our energy that moves us forward is the Jaguar, but the Jaguar is in reverse. So this means that there might be some more cosmic energy or magic at play that is working against us. I would suggest that this probably means that society is just going to keep on society-ing, or rather, I guess, in more words that make sense, that society is an oppressive structure for a lot of people. And sometimes that stands in your way. So you need to be doing your healing work. You need to be doing your work of manifestation. You need to be doing your work of commitment to spirit. And you need to be doing this consistently. And there's nothing that we can do as one person to stop oppressive power structures. That if we all together come together, do our spiritual work, do our manifestation, and work to bring about change in our personal lives and our families and our communities, then those oppressive power structures mean nothing. So I feel like things are going to keep going the way that they are in the world, and we're in a moment of transformation. The world just doesn't, it's not like a light switch. You don't just flip the switch on transformation in the world. It's got to start with one person. It's got to start with a mother. It's got to start with a family. It's got to start with a person. It's got to start with a volunteer organization. It's got to start with a church. It's got to start with one little organization. And those little organizations, those little clusters of family and of energy and of people together, over time, totally change everything in experience, in existence, because your power structures are literally put in society to support smaller structures. So if our smaller structures change, those bigger structures will change as well to fit the needs of the people who are elevating their consciousness. So thank you all very much for doing the work of liberation, for doing the work of healing and connection to spirit, and for working towards a higher level of consciousness. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next Thursday. Bye, friends.